Hey guys, I'm watching videos of Iran attacking Israel, and people are talking this could be a World War III type of situation. And it brought up a question, which, to be honest, is a question I thought about before, which is, if World War III happened, like a really bad situation, we're talking nuclear war type of scenario, but not necessarily. Where would we get our testosterone from at that point? So it's probably a good idea to stock up on that. Like, there's those preppers who, myself and kind of included, like I got a bunch of canned food and things. Maybe it's good to stock up on some testosterone at very least, maybe other things as well. Because, first of all, if you have the food and you have the anabolics, you're going to be a lot better shape than other people who won't. And you might need to fight some people at some point, you know what I mean, over some things. So, and you might just need to get over that few months kind of hump, you know what I mean. Then you can go into a total testosterone withdrawal and not worry about it when everybody else is died. But no, I'm just joking. But at the same time, could be a realistic scenario. So maybe I'm just posing a situation, get that testosterone, because imagine if for whatever reason a major world crisis happens and you're just like on your last vial of testosterone cypionate or whatever you're taking, and then you're not able to get it. So then you go into testosterone deficit and you're not able to handle the situation properly because of the estrogenic effects and low energy and emotional situation that you're going to get. The other thing is, most, if not all, of the underground lab pharmaceuticals comes from China. So if for whatever reason there's a stop of shipment from China, then we could be shit out of luck. You know what I mean? So at least for a little bit. So we need to prepare for, a rainy day, so to speak. It might not necessarily be a nuclear war. It might just be that your dealer, wherever you get it from, or there might be just a shortage. There might be a high demand for it, and not enough for whatever reason. They might crack down super hard on it at some point in the future. It might not be a total World War III Armageddon. It might be an Armageddon on the anabolics themselves, and it might be super hard to get. So I recommend stockpiling for rainy day, especially if you have a really good source, because you don't know if that source is just going to be not available. And the worst thing that I can imagine happening is, if you've been doing it for a long time, you're like, you need it. It's part of you. You know what I mean? You got bit by the vampire. You need the testosterone to function. Now you could go cold turkey and potentially be okay, but you don't want that to happen. If you're planning not for that to happen, then you don't want that to happen. Get at least 3 vials worth. Always have 3 vials in advance. Rule of 3, I'm going to call it, of testosterone. In that case, if there was an apocalypse, you got at least like 3 months. Like, you don't have to be blasting it at that point. You can just get like 150 a week or 250 a week if you're fighting off zombies and shit. And then you'll be fine. And then after 3 months, in a really bad scenario, you know what I mean, you can then back off and hopefully be okay at that point. Like, but some people might think that that's a far-fetched thing, but we literally have ballistic missiles today being fired from Iran onto cities in Israel, Jerusalem, a western city. Okay, Israel is western, so we're western as well. What happens in one part of the world might seem like another world away, but you know what I mean. It's really not. There's a potential for escalation, not just there, but with Russia, with China, with North Korea, with Iran. Those are the big ones. Pakistan even has nukes. Pakistan and India have nukes. They hate each other. Yeah, the whole fucking Arab world, if it erupts and shit really gets crazy, then things like gas prices, because all gas flows through that Strait of Hormuz. That's right by Iran. So things are just going to get super fucking expensive. Like, that could really fuck us over in the West. But I don't want to get too far down that road of, I could talk about that for a long time. But to bring it back to the anabolics, there might be some type of shipping disruption in the near future if things escalate. At which point, shipments of our anabolics aren't going to be getting in necessarily, right? That would be the very least of the problems if things really got crazy. So leave it there, guys. Like, okay, only 6 minutes into this video, I guess I can talk about what should be the right plan. I mentioned the rule of 3. Just get 3 in advance of testosterone. If you have a really good source and you have the money, I would stockpile at least a year's worth in advance of just testosterone. Other anabolics, they're fine as well if you want some. Whatever else you want, nandrolone or whatever else, that's fine too. But at very least, the base, you know what I mean, the testosterone is key. And personally myself, I have in my basement area, like this room that's pretty much dedicated towards prepping types of things. And, I do it, whatever. I have my money and income to do it. Why not? And so I've but it actually turns out well. It's like you have your own grocery store full of all types of different foods I can draw from. It's like a big pantry, essentially. But if you have a good source, like an underground lab source that you know is legit, you know it's good, you tested it and whatever, stockpile it, because for whatever reason that is not available tomorrow, then you have to do all that process again. And if you're down to the last vial, that's not a good time to be doing that process, correct? So this is kind of a multifaceted video, but it all comes down to that, save for a rainy day type of thing. The rainy day might be nuclear Armageddon being rained down on you. Or it might be, in which case you might want to stay strong and well fed so you can fuck motherfuckers up who are trying to come into your house and steal your own shit. And just be alpha in that situation, alpha in your community, in your society. You know what I mean? Making good decisions, being sharp and focused, and an actual man in your environment. And the other one is that for whatever reason, my government might come really hard down on anabolics at some point, or there might be the pharmaceutical company, they might make it totally illegal in China, something totally outside your control. I didn't mention that yet. China might make the manufacturing of it illegal at some point. In which case, if you don't have a TRT prescription, then you're kind of shit out of luck. Well, maybe India or somewhere will still ship it, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Am I going totally conspiracy theory here? I don't think so. Literally, you can look online. There's missiles being shot at fucking Israel today. If Israel responds, and the United States responds, then we might. It's just get caught up in some chaos. There might be chaos. I hope things subside. I hope we don't go there. But if they do, we should have a little bit of a stockpile on the necessities. Anabolics is kind of the least of the worries at that point. Maybe food and other things is important, but you don't want to be going through some withdrawal at that time. That's all I'm saying. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.